to moral education. Our value of the month is courage. Remember to do the right thing even when it is difficult. You should try and be brave when it is necessary. Our lesson title for today is Tangible Heritage. At the end of this lesson, students will be able to define preserving heritage and also describe the different heritage of the UAE. Now, before we begin, let us focus on our keywords that we are learning today. Please repeat after me. National Park, Preserve, Statue. Amazing, grade ones. Let's do it one more time. National Park, Preserve, Statue. Super job, grade ones. Now let us look at what those three words mean. A national park is an area that is protected by the state for the enjoyment of the general public or the preservation of the wildlife. So if we look at this image, this country looks after these mountains and these lakes and trees because it is there for the enjoyment of the public. When we say preserve, we mean to keep something in its original or existing state, meaning we should try and look after our earth and not cause any damage to the earth. Statue, it's a figure of a person or animal. It's usually life-size or larger. This can be made of stone, metal, clay, or even wood. Have you seen a statue before? I'm sure you have. Now, what is heritage? Let us just revise what we have learned about heritage. Heritage are things that are passed on from generation to generation. And we have learned that generation are the people that are born and living at the same time. So if we look at the image here, these little children have the heritage clothing on of the UAE. We get heritage buildings and heritage food as well. Before we begin with going over what we have learned about heritage, let's understand what is preserving heritage and how can we preserve our heritage. So we have said that preserving means to take care or keep something in its original form. In order to do that, we need to learn how to preserve it. Here are 4 simple things that we can do to preserve heritage. We can prevent ourselves and others from scribbling on the walls of any place for that matter. You should not write on any property that does not belong to you. The second one should be participating in regular cleanliness drives, meaning do not litter. You should try and make sure your area is clean at all times. There is an initiative that is called Adopt a Heritage. It's when you are assigned to a certain heritage and you look after that place as if it is your own. Remember to spread awareness about these monuments and tell people why it is so important. We have learned that there are 2 types of heritage. For the past few weeks, we have been focusing on intangible heritage, and we have learned that these are things that you cannot touch. In today's lesson, we are focusing on tangible heritage. Now, these are things that you can touch. So if we look at the image over here, we can see there is a falcon. The falcon can be touched and it is part of the UAE heritage. The man over here has a kandora on and he can touch that, which means it is part of his heritage of the UAE. Now, when we talk about tangible heritage, we said that it is things that you can touch. Here are some examples of tangible heritage: traditional clothing, buildings, monuments, and modes of transportation. Now we're going to look at each one closely. So if we look at the images over here, we have the people from the UAE that have a kandora and an abaya on. Then we have people in Vietnam wearing their traditional clothing. And we have people from Europe that have their traditional clothing on. In Vietnam, they call these dresses udai. Now this is their traditional clothing and it is part of their heritage. We are able to touch these items, which makes it tangible heritage. Now let's look at the buildings. In Rome, we have the Colosseum. People are able to visit it and touch it. Therefore, it is tangible heritage. Here are some other examples of buildings that are important to different countries. These are the parliament buildings of South Africa. We have the Taj Mahal in India, and we have the Tower Bridge in London. As you can see, all these buildings are extremely beautiful and very well looked after. That is because the people of the country know how important these buildings are to the country. We then have something called monuments. In Paris, there is the Eiffel Tower. We have the Arc de Triomphe of Spain. And in Pakistan, we have this one that just glows up at night. These are very important tangible monuments for these specific countries. Remember, these are things that we can touch. That is why it is tangible heritage. Modes of transport. In the UAE, for many years, they've been using a dhow. Therefore, it is part of the UAE heritage. In London, if you have seen this bus, you know it is very common and has been around for many years. It is very well known in London and it is part of their tangible heritage as we can touch these modes of transport. We are going to look at different heritage and decide whether they are tangible heritage. We have a train and we have people playing some music. Do you know which one is tangible heritage? Amazing! Well done, grade ones. Getting onto the train means that we touch the train. Therefore, it is tangible heritage. We have a group of people that are dancing, and we have the Big Ben of London. Do you know which one is the tangible heritage? Let's think about it. Well done, my superstars. The Big Ben in London can be touched and is part of their tangible heritage. There is a man that is able to make hats. He is using a skill that he has learned from his grandparents. And over here, we have the clothing they wear in a certain country. Do you know what is the tangible heritage? Well done, grade ones. The clothing can definitely be touched. Therefore, that is the tangible heritage. You guys are smarty pants, and I hope you enjoyed this lesson and learned all about tangible heritage. I will see you in the next lesson. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Assalamu alaikum.